Well, this proves GT game trailers really hate Sonic.
What online game journalists and reviewers don't hate Sonic? Or don't poke fun at Sonic. And it's like a lot of people say, "Oh, IGN hates Sonic." They always like, "You can't spell IGN well. You can't spell ignorant without IGN."
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, yeah, that's just basic English literature."
But that sort of died off a bit now, anyway. That whole
I think they kind of got it right together. It's like they just don't want to mention it anymore. But game trailers, they've been doing it for quite a while, and this time it really got wind.
Well, it got the Sonic social media attention, that's for certain.
Yeah, it got at the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter at Sonic_Hedgehog. Basically, game trailers made a top 10 series that deserve to die, which I haven't watched. Have you seen it?
I have. I mean, of course, the first thing was a thumbnail of it where it had Sonic on it. I thought, like, okay, where is he this time? And it's worth mentioning that every video when they've done the top 10 worst franchise, worst series content, worst reboot sequel. Sonic the Hedgehog has either appeared either at number 1 or 10 or in the middle.
Somewhere in the top 5 at least.
Yeah, most of the time.
Like top 10. A few of them I would forgive them and understand, like top 10 most disappointing game sequels. Sonic 06 was on the list at number 5. Fair enough, we know that.
Yeah.
But like top 10 overrated series, top 10 series.
Worst blockbusters.
Worst blockbusters. It goes on, and it's just like every single jab, and every single one has to have a Sonic 06 joke in there. Where
decided to mention Sonic 06 again.
Yeah, before Sonic was kissing princesses. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I just put my head together last week.
Yeah.
But this time, there's top 10 series that deserve to die. But like we said,
well, it's really funny because most of the games on this list, actually, some of them are surprising because they've mentioned a few big surprises. One, they put Metal Gear Solid, not Metal Gear in general, but the Solid series, because they felt, concerning everything to do with Kojima and MGS5, they just don't want another.
Well, hopefully MGS5 is the last one and builds everything together. But we just know, like, this is the last official MGS game. We know Konami's going to actually keep digging it up just to revitalize, and even without Kojima.
Yeah, I mean, there were other games on this list. I mean, there was Fable was on here, which I was actually thinking, should that be a bit higher? Because let's be fair, that's a game that's promised you the world, and it's giving you Doncaster.
That should have died with Fable 3, because afterwards you Fable The Journey, an on-rails Kinect-only game. Yeah. Fable Heroes is a Cattle Crashers clone. Then there's the Anniversary, now we've got Fable Legends coming out on Xbox One. It's not been a good series from the get-go.
No, I mean, there's one thing to say Sonic was good, now it's shit. Fable was never really been that good in the first place, or it's always promised you good things, but never done it.
Yeah, a very shallow series of itself. But like, getting back on topic, that Sonic was on the list, and they said they got, reading this from VG Stations. There was the original one on Time Infinite or something.
Yeah.
In the video, game trailers not only bashes Sonic the franchise, but calls out how Sonic Generations wasn't that great.
Well, the videos basically says, we're not joking, we want Sonic to die. We don't care how good Colors, you can say, we don't want to listen to how good Colors was the generation. Sonic has just not been good for years.
Which responded from the official Sonic Twitter, which is handled by Aaron Webber.
Yeah.
Who just came back into his PR position, I think.
God bless you, Aaron. You wonderful, funny man.
And the response is, yo, at Game Trailers, before you call Sonic Generations bad again, try not to forget you rated it 8 out of 10. Hashtag not dying yet.
Not dying yet.
Which is true, because a lot of sources and game reviewers gave Sonic Generations a very high marks for game design, gameplay, presentation, the sound.
Just being a good Sonic game in general.
Being a good Sonic game. I don't think it's the greatest because it kind of skips over a few things, or it's just a celebration of 20 years.
Yeah.
Whereas I compare it to 06 and Sonic Adventure 2, where they're actually trying to make a new game. 06 is obviously didn't work out. Adventure 2 is overrated, but at least it tried something new. Generations is just like, hey, remember this? Yeah, it's on my shelf.
It's kind of the best of Sonic in one game.
And that could have been it. But Game Trailers responded, at Sonic Hedgehog, in order to unlock our response to this burn, you must first get the high score in a bunch of pointless challenge rooms.
It's like, ooh. And then...
It's like the first time we went against this isn't the first time game trailers went against their word, because when Final Fantasy 13 came out, game trailers gave it an 8 out of 6, 8.6.
Did they?
Only a few years later, they listed it as one of the worst Final Fantasy games ever made. Okay. They knew this video would cause a riot. Then Sonic Hedgehog replied, "Opinions are great and we respect yours, but don't call people delusional for enjoying a game. Give respect to get it."
Hashtag real talk.
Hashtag real talk.
Yeah.
And it's true, because one of the things that keep going around is, oh, Sonic was never good to begin with. People have deluded themselves into thinking it's good just because it's the only game they had.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we have to mention, like we said before, Game Trailer has gone on again and again on putting Sonic, saying it's not as good as it used to be. 06 happened. It may be getting better. Not really. Or it's too juvenile now. Blah-de this, blah-de that. They've been doing it so long.
We mentioned before that Sonic Boom. Yeah, we know it's shit.
Yeah,
we know it was shit.
Yeah.
So, and when a TV series actually is keeping the license alive, which is why we have a sequel to the DS game. But even so, it's like, you can't call people delusional. Most of the people I've met at the Summer of Sonic have autism. It's like, I can't really argue with that. It's probably one thing that actually keeps them happy, it inspires them.
Yeah, it's actually funny because I was talking to someone about this. Actually, you know, Sonic Hedgehog, one thing, it's more popular here in Europe and America than Japan, but the other thing is it does have a large audience. A lot of its followers are people with autistic or Asperger's syndrome. And again, I was asking my friend the other day, like, well, why do you think it is? What is it about Sonic that makes it do that? And again, funny enough, he used to have people saying, you know, you shouldn't be into Sonic, that's just childish stuff, you should be into Call of Duty and over there and all that stuff. It's like,
but that's the stereotyping.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta mention this as well, because I talk about the autism. Someone called me autistic because I did a top 5 best and worst generations. They called me autistic. I said, I'm not autistic. I haven't been medically diagnosed as autistic. I'm just a regular guy who likes Sonic. And he said, yeah, that's exactly what I said.
No, you didn't. That's not.
No, that's not what I said. So apparently, this guy thinks I'm autistic because I like Sonic, rather than the idea of a normal person liking Sonic. It makes to him someone like an autistic person liking Sonic. That's as much sense as a 10-year-old liking Call of Duty.
Well, it's like saying
that's how. Yeah. I think because now, with so much hate for Sonic, now it's become out of control to a point where Sonic has never been good, never going to be good, and whatever game he makes comes out, it's just going to be shit. End of discussion. It is a fact. Whereas let's see the results. Sonic the Hedgehog, the original trilogy on the Genesis, was great. It is keep referencing as one of the best series of retro games ever made. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the most recognizable characters of all time.
Actually, funny enough, there was a little poll thing about game series sellings, and funny enough, in one survey, I'm not sure about the numbers, but in one survey, Sonic did, I think in terms of the audience, how successful it was of audience, it actually beat Zelda, actually, in one of them.
Like, I think it was on a top 10 list on most recognizable characters. Sonic the Hedgehog came third, just before Mario and Pac-Man. Sonic Adventure, not great, but hey, it was a first step. Sonic Adventure 2, rated one of the best 3D Sonic games of all time. I disagree.
Yeah. It's not aged well, we can say that.
It's not aged well. But it had a great Child Garden, which we really need again. Then they had the dark period like Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, Unleashed brought it back.
But even then, people were still saying this is still, it's still going downhill from here. It's like, oh, fucking Christ.
It's a step up from 06.
It was like it had one foot on the step firmly there in the good. It was trying to get the rest of the body up.
Then Colours in 06, then Generations was good, and Lost World came out, and it was shit.
Well, actually, that's the weird thing.
I disagree. I just think it's misplaced. They had good ideas, but...
Well, it's funny because, again, people have said it's them going back to the experimenting phase with Sonic, and even if it is, it's definitely not the one that's backlash the worst or anything. In fact, most people go like, it's kind of odd, but it's still good, pretty much. And even then, game trailers still said they're like Lost Worlds as well, so it's kind of ironic, because there hasn't been a good Sonic. It's like, well, you said you like Generations, you like Lost Worlds, you've liked bloody the All-Stars racing game in Transformed, which has him in it.
He's in the freaking title. He's the first word in the title.
Exactly. So kind of it's a bit hypocritical. And like I said, game trailers
like this article says, they just do it just to cause riots among the community.
Yeah.
Like when Sonic Colors came out, they gave it a 6 out of 10, which apparently was very, very bad at the time.
Yeah, well, it's not as bad as 06, let's be fair.
Yeah, apparently an average for people is a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. No, an average out of 10 is a 5.
To most people.
To most people it is. Yeah, it's an average. Above average is a 6. Doesn't mean it's great, but hey, at least you can have fun with it. I think a 6 out of 10 is just perfect for Sonic Color because I don't think it's that great.
No. I mean, weirdly enough, we actually did think that Sonic 06, everybody's saying, this is the savior. It's like, no, it isn't. It's like half of Unleashed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the weird thing. Even when, I remember when the review of Generations, I remember Game Trailers saying, oh, it's a really cool thing when you boost, the music sort of mutes out. It did that in Unleashed. Get bothered.
And Colors.
I mean, yeah, I want to make it clear, I'm not angry at games trailers, alright? I mean, despite what they do.
No, Brandon is a great narrator. He actually knows his stuff.
Yeah. I mean, again,
he's honest and upfront about it.
Yeah, I mean,
when you make a top 10s like this and you put in stuff that insults the viewer or insults the fan, you're gonna get burned for it.
Yeah, I mean, to be... I'll save it for later. But again, it's like game trailers, they've done good stuff. I love the retrospective, I love some of the one-off show stuff. They are good people. It's just whenever they talk about Sonic, it's always in that kind of, cocky standing, oh yeah, that's the stupid thing. But again, it's like...
always the infamous jokes, the 06 jokes, always references to the classics being the only good ones. It's always the usual suspects when Sonic was
2D, it wasn't 3D and had 300 other characters with it. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, yes, we know. It's like the fans don't know some of the shit that's in the series. We fucking know this.
You can't really count how many characters there are. There's about 20. And even then, the usual suspects fall down to at least 5. Those are your recurring ones.
Yeah.
How many characters are in the entire Zelda franchise? How many characters are there in the Mario franchise?
Well, let's be honest. How many of the characters in the Mario games does basically evil or copies of the main ones anyway?
How many characters are there in total of every single Final Fantasy? And there's a lot of arguments you can actually throw against Sonic, but even then it can be really debut just because you rank towards the other franchises you love, which didn't have great games either. Zelda Skyward Sword was shit. Spirit Tracks wasn't that good. Phantom Hourglass was way too short and easy. Call of Duty Ghosts, one of the worst Call of Duties ever made. And it's got 3 developers now, and it's going year in, year out, just doing the same shit, and there's people out there who only play Call of Duty. So as far as delusional goes, I think Call of Duty players are up there at the top.
I mean, I kind of want to I like to end this with 2 points. I mean, like we said, they've done this before, so it's really weird that now of all the lists they've done, and every time they mention Sonic in basically, isn't it shit? Now it's finally people going like, wait.
I think it turns on the topic racing deserves to die.
Yeah.
And it's not going to die anytime soon. If it was a case, Mario, it would have died in 06, and Nats wouldn't have heard anything since then. Yeah. Mario hasn't died either, and Mario Sunshine wasn't that great either.
Yeah. Well, weirdly, put it this way, in Tomb Raider, everybody just say Angel of Darkness killed it, like stone dead, and yet somehow it did continue, but really the reputation of Tomb Raider just struggled for years until the recent redo they've done. Which
isn't really a Tomb Raider game.
Yeah, well, ironically, people say, hey, this is like Uncharted. Didn't you say Uncharted was just Tomb Raider with a dude? So it's like that weird karma. It's gone full circle, baby. I mean, wait, actually, so then this was it. I mean, the weird thing is, Sonic was only 2 on this list. Do you want to know what was number 1?
What?
It was Assassin's Creed, of all things. And if I'm honest, I'm surprised not everybody's throwing the shit at this. Like, say, what do you mean Assassin's Creed? Oh, wait, you're right. Yeah, it is. That last shit.
Yeah, I think it's overstayed as welcome. The main storyline ended with 3, and 3 was absolute trash. It was barely about assassinating anything. Assassin's Creed 4, okay. But then Unity came out, and what the fuck did you do? No one talked. There was no advertising for Rogue, which was the better of the 2 games. But then again, you might as well be playing Assassin's Creed 4. And now you got Syndicate coming out, and it's looking promising. But I'm not holding my breath.
But like I said, it is weird, and to be fair, it's like, well, I'll give them credit for that. I mean, Assassin's Creed, yeah.
Assassin's Creed, Fable, yeah. The Sims need to die as well.
Oh yeah, The Sims, that was definitely on the list as well. The Sims, that's overstayed its welcome. But yeah, Assassin's Creed, I mean, I'm just surprised not everybody, that alone, has not gotten people really either angry, curious, or befuddled.